Gutterball frame 125 coming hot at you. The end? Question mark, Paul. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, or don't. Doesn't matter. It's over. If you want to get on Gutterball,
Whoa, no, we still want support.
you want to get a Gutterball, you can't. You blew it. Your time's been passed. We asked for 125 cocksucking episodes, and only an X amount of you came on. And those that did, we love you. The rest of you, you're dead to me, and I will piss on your graves. I spit at you. You had all that time, and now you can't come on Gutterball. It's done. It's over. Capiche? It's gone. It's gone. Poof, in the wind. Say goodbye to it, Paul. That's all I got. I'm done.
That's all you got?
Quit.
Should we do song of the week? Do you have a song of the week?
Do I have song of the week, Paul? The End of Me by Day to Remember. That's all over.
That's a good song.
No, that's not a good song. No, Rush. Shut up, Paul. It's my song of the week. The last song of the week that I'm doing is gonna be Rush, all right? Let's be real here. It's gonna be Rush. It's gonna be Stick Hits. He's been remastering and cutting together some old footage of Rush. Really great. Paul, he takes like 3 different versions of these videos people captured of like a Rush in 1981, and then he pieces them all together and makes them sound good. Some of them are a little bad, some are good. You know, you can't ask for perfection all the time. But yeah, check out Stick Hits on YouTube. You want to see some good, I think he says a lot of Led Zeppelin, but he'll remaster old Rush footage from the 90s and 80s.
Oh, that's super cool.
4K.
Do you know if he uses like AI upscaling then to get it in 4K?
He probably does.
He
probably does,
Okay.
but he's been doing it for like 5 years, so probably pre-AI upscaling. But I bet with the AI stuff, it's better now.
Way easier now for him, yeah.
Way easier, yeah. But the audio is still very manual, as I would imagine.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that shit takes a long time. It's complex. It was funny how to think about just like 10 to 15 years ago, they started getting like old war footage in color remastered, when that started coming out.
Yeah, I still watch those. It's kind of weird. Kind of weird seeing people in like 1914.
Isn't that weird? Everybody looked different. Like it was just like, I don't know.
Do you ever like think about, do you like look at those videos and be like look down at yourself and be like, what I'm wearing right now, if I was in there, would they immediately kill me? And I look down. Oh yeah, I'm getting put on that fucking roaster, dude. They're gonna string me up and light me on fire,
I don't think they'd fucking let you join up,
No, I mean, just imagine, Paul, if you looked in those and you were wearing that when you spawned in, you're gonna get your head cut off and your body fucked by a bunch of
Take off that orange hat, you fucking dickhead. I just get my head blown off immediately.
They don't know what orange? They haven't even seen orange. Like, what is this dude? What is this guy?
They haven't even seen orange.
They don't know what orange is. Oh, they don't know what oranges are, dude? Dude, you might be, that could be bad. I'd be murdered pretty quick. Do you ever think, too, you might be able to convince, like, if you went back there, you'd be a piece of shit, right? Like, you'd convince people to do things, like, I don't know, not sexual things, of course, but you think of them do things, you could get some money out of them. I don't know. Be fun. You can fuck with people.
You could swindle people.
You could swindle people pretty easily. You could do the whole 3-card money. You could start the 3-card money trick. You could do, that could be you. You could be the first one in Harlem that started the 3-card money.
You get murdered in a fucking back alley after a game.
Jesus Christ. That'd be the worst.
You get beat to death by a gang of people.
Yeah, in Harlem in 1960.
My song of the week, it's more of a happier song. It's called Song That Plays When You Encounter a Caterpillar by Solaris on YouTube. It's a free use song. It's just a simple drum and bass. Think of like Aphex Twin if you've ever listened to any of his stuff. Similar to that. Really enjoy that song. I actually spoke to the artist of that song last week, and he gave me the rights to use it in the Norway vlog. So that's pretty cool.
That's what's up. Now you won't DMCA you. That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, supposedly there is no even DMCA on it. He just said, like, I would like you to put me in the credits and in the description. I'm like, yeah, of course.
Yeah,
like
that's
100%.
That's pretty cool. Paul, let's not beat around the bush. Let's just get it out of the way. Let's just get the elephant in the room. Let's get it out of the way. Ladies and gentlemen, Gutterball is coming to a close. After 125 hard-fought episodes, we are closing the doors officially. And it's a little bittersweet, a lot of different reasons went into this. We'll get into those further. But really, Paul, I just want to knock this out quick before we do anything else, is we want to thank those who did support and came on throughout the time. I was thinking, fuck, I should try to name them all. We should try to name every person that came on. Let's do it right now on the spot. We're going to hand thank every single person that came. No looking, no cheating. We're going to
cheating.
Name. No, you can't cheat. Okay, we started with Carter. Thank you. Appreciate you, Carter.
Carter's first guest. He's been on multiple times. He hasn't been on recently, but a great guest, and he's the one that paved the way for everybody else.
He did. Lane Peterson might have been the second guest, I would believe.
Yeah.
Shout
Great
out to Lane.
photographer, cinematographer. Hope he's
Yeah,
doing well.
check out his stuff. Good episode. Good work. Dude, whoever it might have been Carter again, third time.
We had Mikey on.
Mike was good, dude. I miss Mikey. He's good. He's a
He
good
just got
talker.
married. Congratulations. I was just at his
Congrats.
wedding a
Yep.
few weeks ago.
Thanks for coming on. I can't do them in order, but I'll just start naming people. We had Aaron, right? Come on.
Wait, which Aaron?
See, that's the issue because I don't remember.
I don't
Maybe
think
I'm
we had
missing
an
one
Aaron on.
Maybe we didn't have an Aaron. Well, I know we had Jake. Jake was cool. Jake was an underrated guest. That was an earlier guest.
Jake Pomeroy. Yeah, he was
Yeah.
under. Yeah, he's
we had two Jakes, right?
Yeah, we had
Yeah,
Jake.
two buddies of Jakes.
Yeah. Fucking, I'm not gonna say his last
Car
name, but
salesman,
yeah, I went to school with him.
car
He's cool.
salesman and the oil rig. Dude.
Fun fact: him and his, I think now fiance or maybe wife, were featured in the marketing for the haunted ship.
I saw that and I was scrolling. I'm like, that is Jake. I know that dude. It was kind of funny. I always forget about those episodes. I think I might go back and rewatch him because he's a good guest.
Yeah.
What else did we have?
Goldface Money Watch.
Goldface.
The hardest.
Shout out Goldface.
Honestly, shout out Goldface.
Yeah.
The hardest guest to book. Honestly. But when he showed up, he showed up.
Yeah, he popped out. It was cool. It was kind of like surreal a little bit to be speaking with him. It was
after listening to his music and stuff.
He's just so goofy and cool. We had Kryptonite. Shout out Kryptonite. Great
He also just got married a couple months ago, which is why his content hasn't been coming out as often. That's what he's been doing. I think he was on his honeymoon and stuff. Shout out to Kryptonite. Keep doing your content, man. I just saw you post some new stuff. I shared it. Yeah, we've had Ricky on, Jack on, Travis was on.
My co-path. Shout out my co-path.
Sick at
Ken and Paul.
E-metal, environmental metal.
Environmental metal. That's the shit right there. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. We had our good brother Joe Danger on, local radio personality.
Great guest. Don't just skip over all those other. Travis, awesome guest, great get.
They're
Foster,
all good.
awesome, great. Dude, Ricky, sick. Dude, I'm hand thanking these Paul.
Jack.
Paul just goes Ricky, Jack. No, Jack. Shout out being the most lively guest we ever had. Funny. The funniest thing I think he said, and I'm pretty sure this was him. We were in the middle of the drinking episode, and we're all drunk as shit, not really talking. He's like, "What the fuck are we doing here? What's going on here, guys?" And we were like, I was like, I don't know what's going on.
We had James on.
James is a great guest. I remember he's just sitting next to me. It was a little like it was like so janky how he did that. We never do that now, but like we had fun. It was a good guest. Stupid school stories. Glenn came on one time. Shout out Glenn. I totally forgot. He came on with this shitty Google Chrome. He looked like a Roblox
on his fucking Chromebook.
Yeah, it was so bad.
With his like 240p camera webcam on that fucking thing. But he made it work. He showed up. That just goes to show you can make it work.
And you have no excuse for not coming on. I think that just about almost wraps it up, right, Paul? And then of course Ivan. Shout out Ivan. Appreciate
Ivan
you
came on the last episode.
Yeah, it's great.
One of my best friends, literally one of my day ones. I've known him since kindergarten. So shout out Ivan. He's doing well. It was cool to have him on for the Halloween special here this last week. And we had our cousin Jarrett on, who is an ex-Marine.
Oh yeah.
Also a super good episode.
Shout out him.
And then the other few I have here is we had Ryan on. Remember Ryan?
Oh my god, bro! I do not.
I just talked to him yesterday.
He had the story about the dude getting beat up in the wheelchair because he said the N-word. Oh my god, dude, that episode was funny. That might be one of our funniest episodes yet.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
We had Austin on. Austin was good.
Oh my god, dude.
We did some shenanigans in Norway while we were there. We were riding e-scooters around in tandem.
Illegally, drunk driving,
No, shut up. And then we had Caleb on.
God, dude, that's so crazy. We really did have a lot of guests when you really like break it down.
Then you can't forget the C podcast came on the show.
Oh my god,
their show.
Barry Blaze and the Pimp. Yeah, of course, awesome. They're fucking funny as hell. They're fun.
Without, I think that's about everybody I can think of. If we missed any of you, we're sorry. I tried to log every single guest we had booked in case we wanted to do outreach again and have y'all on again. But Ruby, do you kind of want to go into like your side of like why the show is ending, and then I can kind of go into it. And then we're still going to do some other topics. We have, obviously very hot topic, the election and stuff like that. This is going to be a normal like 1 hour episode. But Ruby, why don't you kick it off here with the ending of the Gutterball
Yeah.
podcast, and not the channel in particular. The channel will still be up. I may still be uploading, but it is just not going to be as consistent.
Mhm. You could tell how serious I am when I keep going like this. You gotta sit up, gotta.
Gotta
All right,
sit
good
into
big
it.
business. Yeah, I keep like sliding. You ever feel like some days you're just sloping a little bit to the side? I don't know. It's
I think you
no,
have
you
back
don't.
problems.
No, you don't. You got background. You ever just feel like you're just crooked? I don't know. You're like kind of like what's going on? Anyway, yeah, Gutterball's coming to an end. Fortunately and unfortunately for some. You know, Gutterball was there in a time when I wasn't ready for it, and then I kind of grew into it, and then it comes a time where you kind of grow out of it and you stop kind of working on it. You kind of just abandon your baby a little bit at the fire station and let it dwindle. And that's sort of what happened there. Managing the social media and just posting and the outreach to guests and the
Short
video
content,
editing,
and then
short
also
content.
like the
Um,
15-minute shorter
uh-huh.
videos and
I
stuff, the clips.
I did that heavy for 6 months or so. I was
You did
making
that
pretty
for you were
consistent
cranking them
shorts.
out.
Yeah, and I just didn't love it. I just never loved it. I was just like, I don't like editing. I don't like doing guest outreach. I hate managing social media because I hate being on social media in general. And then I just did it, kind of shut up, and then I just kind of dwindled out because it's like no one's putting a gun to my head. I don't have to do it. Paul didn't make me. We kind of just did our own thing and get serious, sit up again. Um, you know, when you make a short that you kind of don't you want to edit a video, for one, you don't want to hear yourself because you're always critical of yourself. You don't
Yeah.
want to hear that. Two, uploading that short may or may not guarantee views. Actually, most of the time it guarantees very little views. Which is fine, it's just to return the ratio, but it guarantees at least a little more traction for your channel. Which is mandatory if you want to grow a YouTube channel now. You have to do shorts. There's no way around it. There's no growing it. I'd like to see someone try to grow a YouTube channel without the use of shorts. It can't be
That
done
isn't Mr.
refutably.
Beast or something.
Yeah, if so you started some vanilla dude like us. But the hate comments got to me sometimes a little bit, when I upload a video and it gets 20 views, but three of those it gets three comments that are all hate towards me, it's kind of just exhausting. And it's like, oh, I don't even want to upload this. Um yeah, I just didn't enjoy that aspect of working on the podcast. What I did enjoy, and I still continue to enjoy, and I picked this up within the last like 4 months, is writing more concise topics and talking points with the topics. I have little bullet points of what I want to talk about, and writing jokes for the podcast. I don't know if you know, Paul, but I wrote little
Yeah.
jokes and clips and shit that I threw in there. You didn't know that I wrote them, but like I had those in the back of my
I
mind.
was
So
wondering how you were so on the spot. I was like, damn, this guy's showing me up.
yeah, I think I just got better at talking and got better at just letting those quick clips out. And I wrote a lot of them down, like my own thoughts and stuff, especially with topics. And I love doing comedy. It's it's one of my favorite things. It's fun. I like writing down it. So that I do enjoy about the podcast, but at the same time, feels like Paul's been doing a lot of the brunt, just kind of uploading the podcast, and then we do it, and then we don't gain any traction because you need to do shorts. It kind of just seems like we're wasting time with this, if we're not doing it all, balls to the wall, all in, which is just something I'm not looking for at this time.
Yeah.
So
And honestly, the editing and uploading of the cast didn't necessarily take super long unless we had a problem or something to cut out, which thankfully wasn't that often. But um, really, the brunt of it was thumbnail and creativity with thumbnails. They get pretty difficult to make that, like something for someone to click on. It's, do you borderline make it funny, or do you put too much stuff in it in which no one would even click on it because it just looks
if you
confusing
say
and weird. And I used some AI in some of the thumbnails to kind of do the things I wanted. We don't pay for Adobe stock or anything, so I'm having to use like free use images or just pictures of us, right, with AI generated backgrounds, which
Mhm.
could technically be considered copyright, but it isn't, under Adobe, because it just pulls from their stock images, I believe, which we don't pay for. That's an additional thing a month. But yeah, it was a lot of the brunt of that. But I'll let you continue, Ruby, if you had any other things to talk about. Or
No, I mean, I just like um Yeah, it's a bittersweet thing, because I've been doing it for get serious again. Doing this for the last like year and a half, and I started as kind of a very depressed person, and I came out ending this show right now as the happiest I've ever been in the last like 4 or 5 years, and we only started the cast like 2 years ago. So I was in
Yeah.
a very miserable spot for those couple months, and I'm glad I just didn't let it bleed over. And I feel like got a lot of training out of Gutterball. It's gonna be a little sad. I'm gonna miss it. It's gonna be different, but at the same time, I have to fill in these Thursdays with creative work. So I've already been talking to my girlfriend. We're gonna have creative day on Thursday. If I'm not doing the podcast, we're still doing something that is artsy and
An
fun
outlet, an
and
outlet. Yeah.
an outlet. Yeah, and who knows? Maybe Ruby's solo show pops up next Thursday. Just be, I don't know, Paul. Stay on the lookout. It could be coming live from a sewer drain or something in the gutter.
Yeah.
Ball.
The gutter ball.
I'm gonna go to bowling lane, set up, and just ask if I could just set my table on the lane and do a little interview, do a little solo show there. People whipping balls at me, try to hit my
A bowling
stool.
ball takes out the legs of the
Ah!
table.
Yeah, just get fucked up. Yeah, yeah. No, but I really got nothing else. I'll kind of piggyback off whatever Paul wants to say after, but just
Yeah.
want to get to the bulk of it that, you know, pretty much the main reason we broke up is because I fucking hate Paul and I just can't take it anymore, guys. Just to be honest with you, we hate each other. After every episode, it's a fighting match. Sometimes I just snap. I don't know. I've been taking it out on my girlfriend. It's not good. It's not a healthy situation. Paul, this doesn't work anymore. You're
Yeah.
affecting my life. We're done.
Okay.
We're broken
Okay.
up. It's over.
Okay. Yeah. Understandable. Yeah, I'll see you at the cabin this weekend.
Slash my tires, psycho. Get this guy away from this guy needs to be locked up and looked at. There's something wrong with him. Get him away from me. This episode sucks. Paul, we gotta come on. We gotta sell a point. This is the last episode. It's gonna be the banger. Everyone's gotta think that we hate
Yeah,
each.
well, I'm just kind of sad, man. So I'll just kind of go into my side, right? So, it's ending for now. We may or may not be back. It's just for sure not going to be consistent anymore. It isn't going to be every week. If we have a Gutterball podcast, I can't tell you when the next one will be. Will it be next month? Will it be a year from now? Will it be 2 years from now? I don't know. Um, I do still enjoy doing it. And again, I can't do it all, right? So like a podcast is very much a group effort. These larger casts out there, not even as big as Joe Rogan, but other ones, they have a whole team behind it where the people that are actually speaking aren't necessarily uploading the content, cutting the content, but posting on the socials for it, or making short content, which again is one of the most important things and one of the most time consuming things to grow a channel. Our subscriber count at the highest was like 420 something. We're sitting at around like 417 right now. And over the last over the last 8 months, we've pretty much been around that. We gain one, lose one, gain a couple, lose one. And when we're doing a cast every week like that and not seeing traction because we don't have enough time to do the other parts to grow it, it makes it really tough to justify the time we already are spending on it, right? You're talking every Thursday evening for us for the last 125 weeks. Give or take, and we had to move the schedule around, we would have to film the cast. I would have to edit it usually Friday evenings, which is pretty much my whole Friday. I get off work 5:30, sit down, do the Premiere Pro, render it. I have to wait for it to render. While I'm doing that, I'm doing the thumbnail, all that other stuff that just goes into making the cast what it is today. And it's just something I can't do on my own. And it's not that I want to do it without Ruby though either. This is a mutual thing. We both have a lot going on in our lives right now. Ruby's, figuring out, direction as the young lad he is. And I bought a house. I have a lot of house projects. As you watched me throughout this cast, you got to see me on a fitness journey where I went from weighing 185 pounds to at one point 135 on my cut. Right. I now sit at about 155, 160 healthy, right? And in fit shape. And fitness itself took a big chunk of my time. It still does. I don't do as much as I used to, but I do enough to keep myself at a safe fitness level as far as dieting and stuff as well. And just kind of watching what I eat. And I'll probably look back at those episodes and be like, damn, like I'm proud that I did that. And I still do it. And I'm probably going to get back into fitness heavy, but that's just one thing that takes my time. House projects on the other side of it, right? Throughout these last couple of years, I really barely played video games. And if I did, it was, off and on. It wasn't as consistent as I used to. And that used to be one of my favorite outlets was video games. Now, having an IT job, makes it hard when you get off work to go sit and look at another screen. No matter if you are playing a video game, it's tough, right? I just want to be outside. And now that we're getting into winter, I don't really have that choice unless I find some outdoor activity, right? But no, kind of going back to the podcast itself. Again, the hate comments didn't really much affect me as they did Ruby. I do still don't like to see that type of stuff on our channel. You know, that just goes what's into being on the internet. There's going to be haters. There's going to be people that like it, and 9 times out of 10, the majority of the comments you are gonna get as you grow are hate, right? Kind of no matter who you are. I mean, fuck. I think one of the funniest comments I ever saw about me in particular was that, damn, this boy out here's front teeth looking like the Twin Towers. And I thought
Mhm,
that shit was so funny. Horrible,
mhm,
morbid, but it was funny. And that actually
mhm,
made me chuckle, even though if it was meant to be hateful.
mhm.
Um,
You want me to tell you who I know who did that, by the way. They told
you,
me.
who?
Ron.
Ron who?
5.
Our father did not write that. That's funny. But yeah, and then kind of thing I wanted to talk about with booking guests is, Ruby wasn't the only one trying to book guests. I would try and book guests here and there. But it became hard, we even with repeat guests, I try to reach out. It's tough to get people on repeat, but we also don't want the same person on every week. So even though, shout out Carter again, he wants to come on all the time. I just ran into him even a couple weeks ago, talked about coming on. It's not that we don't want to book him. It's that we're trying to, get a good influx of new guests. And we just have this whole catalog to rotate people out. And we just really never got to that point. When I tried to get repeat guests on, it was hard to schedule around people. Everyone's got their own lives. Our brother Joe, especially, is extremely busy. He's married now, got his own family going on. And, Foster, who I'd love to have on, works like 7 days on, 7 days off, 12 hours straight, stuff like that. So you have to kind of catch him on a week where he isn't doing anything on those 7 days off and when he can kind of make it work. Um, and then I guess kind of want to go into also, like, what about all the aspirations we always talked about and promised, right? The comedy sketches, the music, the potential things we always wanted to do that we never really got to put on this channel. I'm hoping that with kind of the sunset of this show, we maybe will find that a couple months from now, fuck, it kind of sucks not doing this. Maybe we should every once in a while get together and start writing down sketches and actually taking the time we used to utilize for the show, even if it's just one night a week, to write a sketch, figure out, okay, what do we need to do the sketch? Props, invite, like a scene, setting, all that stuff, cast. And maybe that's something that does come to life now. I can't promise it, but now with the additional time, maybe it will, right? And it's not as, because trying to do that stuff on top of the weekly 2 days that are required of me at least, and then the extra time of you when it was doing shorts, so tough. We have full-time jobs. You have a new girlfriend in your life. That's awesome. And life just gets busy. And, yeah, I guess I just really don't know what else to say about that other than, like, what's next. What's next is the
A group
channel still.
suicide. We're going out, Paul. Velma and Louise
Oh, at the end of the
style.
episode at the same time, but you
You know,
don't pull
I
the
leak
trigger. And then
I'm like,
that's
I'm like, you
terrible.
put in
You
fake
don't
bullets,
commit.
right, Paul?
You put in fake
Jesus
bullets, right?
Christ.
I'm
Nah,
fucking
you
dead.
gotta commit. Yeah. You
Uh,
did no, you pulled the trigger. Nah. You
uh,
pulled the trigger for fucking babies.
but the channel will still be up. None of the podcasts are going to get privated. They're going to stay up. So if you are seeing this now and you are a new fan of the show, you got over at least 200 hours of content, even more than that, to go look through, of not even just the cast, but shorts as well, clips on
Dude,
the channel.
I can just see this in the future. One of these episodes coming back around and stabbing me in the face. Like, I just know. I don't know. I'm gonna be in the concentration camp, and they're gonna have a gun to my head, and they're gonna be like, pull at this guy's, pull up his so blade, and they pull it up, and they're gonna show 125 episodes, and I click on one, and they're gonna see, what is this nonsense, dude? And they're just gonna put the bullet in my head, dude.
Are there any jerks here?
There's no way they let me off the hook on this one. This is where he dressed up in a skirt with the Trump shirt and lipstick. Oh yeah, buddy, straight to the chambers. They just drag me, like, kicking and screaming. Yeah, there's no repent for what I've said on this cast.
And before
No
we get
repent for things I've done on this cast. Like, there's things behind the scenes and wow on camera that I've done that is, like, very illegal. I should not have been doing that at all. Like the time I shot up, Paul just
whoa, what
begged
the
me not
fuck?
to.
What the fuck? I
all
did
the
not know
cutout
about
and
this.
all the N words I had to cut out from Paul's mouth was just absurd.
Whoa!
I
I have
really couldn't
never.
handle. I couldn't. I'm
I
just
think
kidding.
there was maybe
I could.
one cast where I had to cut something I said. I had to cut a lot, not a lot, but there's a few episodes where I had to cut some segments you went into that were not safe for work, which is
Yeah,
whatever.
I
This
don't even know what
podcast
I
isn't meant
said
to be, but
anymore. Yeah,
um
there's a couple. There's a couple there.
and then the
I just
last point
can't
I have
say.
is, will I keep creating? The plan is to. Is that going to be YouTube related? My hope is that, I had sifted and categorized all the Norway footage. I have all the music I need to make it. It's just a matter of time now of sitting down and just cranking out those vlogs, which is now over a year since I went to Norway. But those will come out. I just, again, I can't promise when. It's sad because I wish I could be as consistent as I am, but you start to realize in the United States when you have to work a full-time job to survive, which everybody working class does unless you're lucky.
Mhm.
That on top of being healthy, which I think is now a very important thing in my life. I don't want to end up like some other people. And that's how you get into horrific healthcare debt. Is taking care of yourself now when you're young is extremely important as doing it when you're older. And I feel like even some of the unhealthy stuff I did up into my mid-20s is gonna catch up with me. There's no way it doesn't in some form or another, whatever that may be. Eating like
Mhm.
shit, never exercising. Um, but yeah, I do plan on keep creating, and it's been a good ride. It's impressive. And obviously we'll do kind of a send off at the end of the show here, but yeah, you got anything to add, Ruby?
Yeah, I'll have some project coming out. Probably music related, or definitely music related coming out. So
Okay.
that is my
If you need my
that is
Fruity
my
Loops login, let me know.
yeah, I will need your Fruity Loops login, and as well as all your time. No, but it's you know, what are you gonna do? It's it. It's over. You blew it. You could have came on Gutterball, but you didn't. And honestly, you're all fucking dead to me. Don't even like to. Don't even watch this.
Hey, that
Just
doesn't
over.
mean to not DM us
No, just don't.
or shoot us an email. If you say you want to come on and just do an impromptu show, we can spin it up anytime. I don't plan on canceling my Adobe subscription anytime soon unless I feel I'm just never using it. Um
Yeah, listen to Pa Rappa Rappa. He will he'll let you know. You look at Pa Rappa Rappa. Do you know who that is?
no, but I will say
Look up Pa Rappa Rappa.
I've had kind of an inspiration lately to actually start getting into Fruity Loops again and making music, because I went and I found this video on YouTube, a couple of them that were like, "Oh, old video game soundtracks you don't know that were sampled in these songs." And then it will show the video game soundtrack of what it sounded like chopped and screwed, and then what it was for a beat. And I'm like, damn, like I want to get good at that. That stuff is so cool, but I've never really had an ear for music, I should say, or at least creating it. I really tried to when I initially got Fruity Loops, but then I kind of fell out of it. Shout out Haller, one of the original guests or co-hosts of the show, um, who's still a good friend to this day. He's so good at that stuff. I think he's so talented that if he were to really sit down and do that regularly, dude.
I feel like a bitch. Haller, how can we just gloss over the fact that we had a co-host for the first like 30 episodes? I'm sorry, Haller. He's gonna be watching this. Please, I hope he got to this point and he saw this, because fuck, I'm sorry. We should have mentioned something. Haller, thank you for being a good co-host. And yeah, that's another guest that we always forgot. Guest co-host, can't even gloss over him. It's one of the most important.
It is.
Yeah, holy shit, Paul. It's a close. It's a wrap. I don't want to. I guess we can get to the more funny stuff. Like Trump won. It's pretty funny.
Hey,
Pretty
all I
funny.
know is, like him or hate him, it's gonna be funny for the next 4 years at least. Yeah, I
It
mean,
is gonna be
here's the
funny.
deal. He's not unhinged tweeting as much anymore because I think he realized that was part of what put him in the grave the second time around. Um, but yeah, Trump won. Almost completely landslide I think he took every single swing state. He took Pennsylvania, North Carolina. Pennsylvania was a huge one. Georgia. He took Wisconsin again, I believe. And I don't
Hmm.
know. I think Arizona's a swing state. I don't know if he took that because last I checked, kind of, they finished the count at about, I think, around 4 or 5 a.m. on November 5th. So last night when we recorded this, day after. Um, and it still wasn't done. Like, he had clearly won, but she had not conceded yet, I believe.
Mm.
but he's clean swept. I think he took the Senate, the House, all that. See that for what you will. I mean, it could be a bad idea that not only does the Republicans in the leader in the White House as the president, but he also has the House, Senate, and all that other stuff behind his back. So we'll kind of see how that goes into play. Really, what I'm kind of most excited for about him being elected is RFK being on his cabinet and hopefully doing something about the FDA and the harmful stuff in our food and all that other like just health stuff because it is a crisis right now. I believe we have a lot of kids eating sugary cereals and shit growing up, and it just leads to further health problems. We have the most of highest population of obese kids than any other country.
Mexico.
Yeah, and then the other
fat. What do you mean? Mexico's way fatter. No. Don't call us the fattest kids. Mexico's got way fatter kids.
I don't know, man. I don't think I'd have to go look at an actual official study, but we are definitely up there if we aren't number one. And I know Mexico's up there too.
The average weight of a woman is 170 pounds in the United States, Paul. This is an epidemic, and I could believe it. I believe it.
I don't know how Elon Musk is going to tie into this. He's supposed to be starting some new branch, a government efficiency branch, where he is just like what he did to Twitter, and he came in and cleaned house and saved a bunch of money on it and bought it for billions of dollars, which was a bad deal to begin with. Made kind of a thriving platform. I'm hoping he goes in and starts cutting unnecessary. There's like 150 government agencies, and kind of what he said is, who can name all of them, right? There's like 150 lettered government agencies, and I would guarantee you probably over half of those are useless and not needed. So it probably would be a good idea to clean sweep some of those and save some government spending. Our debt is one of the worst in the world compared to any other country, and I'm hoping, I'm not saying, and again, Trump is not the end all be all Lord and Savior. Did I want him in office? No, not necessarily. If I could have picked RFK, that's who I would have went with personally. And everybody is entitled to their own opinion. And it's totally okay for people to have different opinions than you, and you do not agree with them. That doesn't mean you have to fucking hate their guts or spread hate speech or, fake whatever. So, yeah. What else do you have to say about the election, Ruby? This kind of affects, people in your life and stuff. Like, what do you have to say about Trump getting elected for the second time, the only president to get elected at two different times other than Grover Cleveland, I believe?
I just, I don't know. I'm just like kind of on the border of like, killing everyone that mentions it again. And then just saying to myself, hold off another 2 weeks and they'll stop talking about it. But then it's like, but you could just kill him now and go to jail, or just wait a couple 2 weeks. So I'm kind of teeter-tottering on that. So keep asking me about the election and see how I fucking feel about it. Jesus Christ, shut the fuck up.
Well,
oh, boo-hoo, Trump got elected. I don't give a flying fuck. I go into work and I'm hearing it from the women. Oh, my God. What? Wait, I can't have babies and just shove them out. They won't let me. Go to Mexico if you want that. I don't care.
And my point on that. And my point on that is even Ruth Bader Ginsburg, before her unfortunate passing, rest in peace, a former Supreme Court justice.
What's a baseball player have to do with anything?
She wanted, fuck off. She wanted that to go away eventually anyways, because she believed that it wasn't constitutional for the federal government to blanket sweep that anyways. But I think they did the right thing. I think the states should decide. Trump being in office is not going to change that. This is in the Supreme Court's ballpark. Oh, he elected 2 of the Supreme Court officials. It's always going to swing red. That's not necessarily the case. Just because somebody's red doesn't necessarily they agree with everything on one side. People need to get over that you can have your own opinion. Did I vote red this time? Yes, I did. Do I agree with everything on the right? Absolutely not. But I voted Democratic before. Like, it's kind of like, what is the best option we have? Neither of them were good this time around.
Whoa. What? Did you vote for Obama? Is that who you voted for? You voted for Biden, didn't you?
I'm not going to say who I voted for.
You didn't vote for Hillary, did you?
No.
I will hang myself right now if you voted for Hillary.
I did not vote for Hillary.
Do it right now.
I did not.
I don't believe him. Give me your ballot. Where's your ballot?
It's been submitted. It's probably
all
been
right, Paul,
copied 100 times by somebody and used.
When you're at the concentration camp and they're pulling up the fucking list, they're gonna see you voted for Hillary and they're not gonna be happy about it. I did not vote for her. I'm just telling you what's gonna happen if you just be careful with that. All right. What did we voted for? Bernie. Oh shit! No, you did not. You totally did, didn't you? Oh my god,
Stop trying
he
to
voted
guess.
for
I'm not
Bernie.
going to
I
talk
know
about it.
that motherfucker. Bernie
Okay.
voted for Bernie.
Two other
Totally
kind of
did.
points I want to touch on with this past election, and they're kind of important ones. Why I think Trump won again and why I think Kamala lost. I think Kamala lost because the Democratic Party lost the trust of the working middle class citizens. And one of the big things is they did a very undemocratic thing where they didn't hold a primary for their main candidate. They just kind of 6 months ago were like, Biden is not going to be running against Trump now. We aren't going to have a primary. Kamala is going to be the figurehead for the Democratic Party now, since she's is the current vice president as we film this show. And a lot of people I think that didn't sit well with a lot of lifelong Democrats. Not getting voted in to be the primary of your party is kind of like what the fuck? That's like a slap in the face to them, right? The other point I want to say is, what happened to those 20 million voters? Did they just not vote? If you look at the 2020 election, Trump versus Biden, when Biden won, and you look at the election now between Trump and Kamala, where Trump won, Biden had 81-ish million votes, and Kamala had 60 million this time. Where did those 20 million go? I don't think they all went into Trump's hat. Some did for sure. I think some were just fed up, sick of it, decided to swing red. And it's interesting to just see the kind of the swivel of parties, right? And why a two-party system is just shit to begin with, because it always used to be the Democratic side was the most progressive, this, and that, for the working class and for the minority of people. And I totally 100% agree with that. But then it kind of shifted. And now it's like the rebels are the red party in a way, which is odd because, as you know, Trump was a lifelong Democrat. He only ran as Republican in 2016 because he kind of was forced to, in a way. Like if the Democratic Party wasn't going to let him in, but the red party would, as long as you get on that ballot, right? But those are like the two main points. Is just like, what happened to those 20 million voters, and why would the Democratic Party turn their backs like that on so many people that supported them for so long? I'll never understand that. I do think Kamala was a terrible choice, to be honest with you, for them to lead with her, because she wasn't even that well liked to begin with. You know, tell me how much you saw of her during this last 4 years. Not much. And I don't blame Biden at all for stepping back, because they forced him out. They cooed him out. Where has he been for the last 6 months? Who's running the country? Kamala's been freaking doing all her campaigning and whatever. So whoever's running it, you know, is doing well. And it's just the Democratic Party running it. Which, again, this is why you just see that a president's just a face. All politicians lie. You know, Trump lies. Kamala lies.
Remember in
Biden
South
lies.
Park when they showed like the Family Guy writers' room, and it's just about a manatees in the pool, and then like they pick idea balls. That's who's running the country.
That's who's running the country. It's a bunch of manatees.
Whenever I picture just the U.S. politics, I just picture the manatees, them pushing the balls, and you know, sometimes the manatees pick bad.
Yeah.
You know, sorry, I'm a little out of it, dude. I realize I've been up for 15 hours. And
it's okay. We're both extremely tired. Me probably less than you, but do you have anything else to say about the election and why you think maybe Trump won this time around? I know you said you don't want to talk about it much, but this will just kind of be the end of it, you know, at least for the show, right? So, oh, well, that was a bad time because I lost him immediately. I guess I'm a little shocked that Trump took all those swing states like that. Looks like we had some technical difficulties here, folks. Yeah, Ruby, you cut off right when you were about to go into it, so go ahead.
I debated just not coming back and just been like, all right, it's it, that's it, whatever, that's it. I don't even say shit, I'm gone. But you know, I just you know, I just don't fucking care. I really.
Did you vote? You don't have to tell me for who, but did you vote?
No, I didn't vote. Fuck no. You know why? Because you texted me at work, and I'm like, oh, Paul texted me at work, maybe a funny video or something. You said go vote, and then right there and there, I said out of spite.
I just wanted. I think just like everybody has to do their civil duty, even if it's
you vote in any other elections.
Do I vote in any? Yes, I voted in every single election since I was 18 years old.
Any other local election?
Yes, I voted for the assembly, and I will vote for mayor when that comes up. But I never voted for any elections in the cities, mainly because I knew I wasn't going to be there long and I never really knew any of the candidates. So it really wouldn't
Okay,
have
you get
affected
a
me anyways.
pass. Anyone that asks me to go vote, I'm always like, well, who else should you vote for, dummy? And if they can't name the 5 other people on the ballot, I don't want to hear it. No, I just don't care. I couldn't be fucked to go there and vote. By the way, every time I wanted to go vote, I said I'm gonna go there with a big backpack full of USBs and spill it over the ground and say, "Oh no, my
Hey,
votes!" And everyone I talked to said, "Don't do that. It's very illegal. You will go to jail." So
yeah.
now I have to wait next 4 years when Donald Trump makes it illegal again to pranks. He's gonna make pranks legal again.
Yeah,
Oh,
we can do
prank.
public YouTube pranks like Ethan
Yeah,
Bradbury. Yeah, those will
Ethan
come back and you
Bradbury.
won't get fucking shot when you try to
Yeah.
prank somebody.
Well, that guy
Um,
should he was pushing it. He kinda deserved to be
well, I
shot.
will say this, Ruby, even if you didn't vote, which is totally fine, at least you're not the person that didn't vote and then complain about the outcome, right? I hate those people. Oh
Mm.
God, Trump won. Damn it. Did you vote? No, because and it's like, well,
"No, I'm a felon. I can't vote." And that's what I tell people too, and they don't believe me, so, uh, well, mm, it's another 4 years of Trump having Arnold Palmer on me.
having Arnold Palmer on me.
I'm just so done with it. You know, maybe he will. Maybe he'll create a dystopia future. That'd be kind of awesome. Shake things up a little bit. Life's been kind of boring lately. I need an excuse to do really horribly. You ever just like wonder in your daily life, like, God, I wish I just like developed like really bad, like a big like bulgeous like tumor on my head. Then I have excuse for being a piece of shit. People be he's not. I mean, he's not doing great, but he's got a tumor on his head, so it's okay. Give me a little pass or something. You ever think about that? And he's not doing great, but Trump ruined America, so it's all right. He can do whatever.
I don't
Maybe
know.
that's
I do
me.
kind of see what you're saying there. I always think about like, oh, what if this, what if I like lost my job somehow or something? And it's like you can't think about that stuff because that would be out of your control anyways, right? You would have to take it as it comes. So it's like if I for some reason lost my job, whether the company gets sold or whatever reason, uh, I would probably be very pissed at first, but I'd have to do my best to see it as a blessing and a blank slate in a way, right?
Hmm, that's true. Well, Paul, should we just kind of wrap it up and say our goodbyes? Because I'm all out of energy and hope for this podcast continuing. It's like I don't have anything. I don't know what else to
What do
say
you mean?
now
Now it's
anymore.
never gonna it's not coming back ever now? You're
No,
just
it's
like you're done?
done, dude. It's done. No, we'll come back. We'll come back, but feel.
Oh, I forgot to mention some of the other content I may be doing is if I get back into gaming like I have been lately, which I was gonna talk about, might do some streaming.
What
I'm
game are you
finding
gonna
joy
stream?
playing video games by myself again. And that was the hardest thing is like some games I play, like right now I'm getting back into DayZ, so hard to play by yourself. It's so like boring when you don't have a friend to just kind of run around with and do stuff within that game, but I'm enjoying it and that's something I may stream. As much as they're gonna hate me for it, I gave Naughty Dog more money and I bought The Last of Us Remaster, the first game on PC because it was
Hmm,
half off. And dude, that game is so good looking on PC. Oh
good.
my
Didn't they
god.
upgrade it so it's like the combat from Last of Us 2, so it's
Yeah,
good.
it's better in that way. And
A little better.
also, I wasn't gonna give them $70 for the PS5 version when I could get it half
Mhm.
off on Steam and just play it with a controller anyways, which is what
It
they
looks
recommend.
better.
So
Yeah.
that's why I ended up buying it. I'm having a good time with that. And like, I don't know, couple hours into the main story. I might even play it after this. And then um out of nowhere, I also started playing Starbound. Remember that game? Terraria in Space?
No, I never played that one. I
Oh, I,
didn't play
I
that
have
one.
it. It's on Steam. It's super fun. I just started a playthrough. Think of like Minecraft Terraria, but in space, and you have your own ship and you can go to different planets that are randomly generated. I just started a playthrough. If you want to get in
No
on that,
Man's
let me
Sky?
know. What was that?
No, I don't wanna get in on that. No Man's
Okay.
Sky? You should do, Oblivion NPC IRL and just harass people. Fireball, and go around and just take
What do
people's
you
carts
mean you
and
won't
stuff.
serve me here? Fireball, fireball.
Excuse me, have you seen this guy? And he shows him a picture of, like, Krimchov from, like, Black Ops 1 or something. "I'm looking for Krimchov, where
Have you
is he?"
seen this guy? It's a picture of the adoring fan from Oblivion.
Yeah, like, what the fuck? Yeah, yeah. He's like, "This guy's on the loose. Be on
Um,
the lookout for him."
But this is the first time in a while that gaming's piquing my interest again. I don't know why. It's not like any of these games are new. They're all old classics, except for The Last of Us remaster, me buying that, but it's the same game. Um,
Mhm.
But this is the first time where I've always been a person where I get really sunk into a game. Like, I'll pick a game and I'm sunk into it for months. Where this time around, it's like I find myself in one night bopping between 1, 2, or 3, and I never understood how people could do that, but I'm kind of enjoying that. Been good.
That's fun. Yeah, I haven't been really enjoying any games at all. I tried playing GTA because D got it. I didn't really enjoy that. Then I downloaded. I don't even know what I was trying to play, dude. I just sit down. I'm like, ugh. It just seems like so boring. There's no game that captivates me, unfortunately. I wish I could find that game.
Does playing games with people pique
With
your
people,
interest
yeah.
much?
I do like playing games with people, but it's like I want to play my game, like a specific game, but no
I
one ever
get that.
wants to play that specific game. But
Well,
me and
what
D are gonna
if you
get Skyrim together to get going, and
if you think of one and if you get Skyrim together, I will play with you.
I know we and her have talked about it. We're gonna learn how to mod
I
it and
Do you
figure it
have the
out and stuff.
special edition or are you playing the normal?
I don't even have it. I just gotta buy it first. I just
Okay,
go there
well,
and
get the
buy it and
special
mod it.
edition because that one was like the remastered one for PC.
Okay, yeah.
And I mean, if her PC can run it, I assume it can. It's Skyrim, but they like remastered
Mhm.
it. They made it better. Get that mod. Or well, I guess first look into is the mod on both versions. If it's on the old one, then I'll just play the old one. Because I think how it was is when they released special edition, if you already had Skyrim, you got it for free. And that's how I
Oh,
got
true.
this
Yeah.
the upgraded, better looking version. But yeah, keep me in the loop on that. Because what's really cool with Skyrim Together, you can do it with multiple people, and you can also install a bunch of mods. Now everybody has to install the same mods, so this would be a thing where like we sit down one evening on Discord and we all install the same mods together, and then
Mhm.
somebody hosts the actual game, and then we all play.
Yeah.
But if you two
I
just want
would
to play together, go for it.
well, we're probably just gonna play together, but I do might need help figuring out how to mod it. But I'll play it with you as well in a different separate playthrough. I would honestly, I've been saying it for a long time. You pick any Halo campaign, I will play that with you. I would love to do a
I need
Halo
to do
campaign.
ODST.
Legendary, let's do it. That's so easy. I beat it like 3 times a legendary. Dude, it's a little difficult at some parts, but I know the work. Dude, once they spawn like 5 wraiths in an area, you have to walk towards each one. You're like, oh, you cocksuckers. But it'd be easier with 2 people probably. Uh, yeah, I'd love to do. Let's do that. And then I've been really itching to play. I'm not gonna buy it because it's $70. Black Ops 6 Zombies I've heard is fantastic, and
Yeah,
I think it's free on Game Pass, and Game Pass is only 15 a month, so I've
it
considered just
is. It
trying
is.
that, and I just want to play the zombies for one night
Well,
because I
if
have
you
a
get the Game
blast.
Pass, I'll get the Game Pass for a month, and let's do it.
I will probably end up doing that within the next like week or so. Here is my plan. Just want to do that. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
But
Other than that, before we wrap up, is it okay if I just talk about just movies and TV and then we'll kind of do our send off here? We're almost
yeah,
at an hour anyways.
yeah, sounds good.
So movies and TV. I finished Preacher. Did I talk about this?
No, you didn't. God, I have to pee. No, you didn't. How'd you like it? What'd you think?
It was
You liked it. You liked it.
I liked the ending. I didn't like the moments
The
leading up
rush.
to the ending.
I liked it mostly.
Um I do like how it ended for the Saint of Killers
Saint
is
the
the best
Killers.
character.
Yeah, he's best. That's what I told you.
He's the
He's
best
the best.
character.
I was like,
Like
just wait.
every time
Just
he's on scene, that eerie Breaking Bad
wait.
twin style music starts playing, where it's like "Durner," and his
Yeah,
footsteps
this
are super
clacking.
loud.
You know who samples that? Slipknot samples that in a song. I'm pretty sure the exact same
Oh, that's
noise.
cool.
Yeah, yeah. The Spurs
Yeah,
clacking. He's badass.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, I thought the ending of that show was decently good. Okay, show as a whole,
Too
it had
rushed.
some hit and miss episodes, some hit and miss seasons. It was rushed. I'm gonna give it a 6.5 out of 10. For the show in general, the ending I'm gonna give about a 5 out of 10. I was satisfied with it, but not to the point where I'd like go raving about it. It was good though.
No, because they got canceled. They had to wrap it up. 'Cause they
Yeah.
couldn't do. There's more in the
I
comics.
think all the acting in it was fairly phenomenal. Like all the
It's
casting
good.
choices were good.
Mm-hmm. Eugene.
Uh
Gross.
yeah, and it was just kind of cool how they wrapped it. I mean, spoiler alert if you haven't seen Preacher, but how they wrapped it at the end and Cassie's at their gravestones with their daughter and then he
Yeah. Yep.
walks
Mhm.
off and finally just
Yeah.
kind of calls it.
Yeah, that's an okay ending. I like the show. I think it's funny. It's underrated. Not a lot of people have seen it. It's good.
I really wonder where Genesis went. Like what would happen, you know? Did it possess somebody else, or
I thought it went off into space or some shit, didn't
that's
it?
what he
It
just
didn't
lets
show up.
go of it, but where'd it go?
Didn't they show where it went? Why do I not remember them showing where it went?
They didn't.
Maybe it just went off into space or something, but that could be an issue later on. But um, and then it was cool that the angel and the demon that were fighting throughout the show
I
were the
I
ones
I
that
totally called that way before. I'm like,
really I
hey,
didn't.
Destiny, how much you want to bet that that's Genesis's parents? Because they only mention it in the first season that it's the spawn, like one time
Of
that it's the
Angel and
spawn
the
of an
Demon,
angel and
yeah.
a demon, and then those are the only two angel and demon lovers you ever see in the show, and you see it in like the fourth, I think some of the third season and the fourth season.
Yeah, 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 forgottable, yeah. Sure. Yeah, that's a good show. Great. What else you been watching?
The Foreigner, man. I watched that movie again. It's just so fucking good, dude. The Foreigner
With
with Jackie
Jackie
Chan
Chan?
and freaking Pierce
I
Brosnan. I like
Yeah, that's
that movie.
okay.
The acting's
Yeah,
phenomenal in that.
I
It's
haven't
so
seen that in
good.
a while. I'll have to watch that one again.
You gave me up to the Brits. He's fucking just
Mhm.
pissed. It's like, yeah, dude,
Yeah.
you're bombing people.
Yeah, yeah, for real, yeah, yeah.
A great
Remember that
movie.
came
I
out
don't
when
really know what I'd give The Foreigner, but I used to really like that movie, I thought.
Me?
Yeah.
I don't think I really liked it, but I definitely seen it more than a
I'll
couple
give it a
times.
7 out of 10.
Yeah, I give it a yeah,
So
yeah,
you,
yeah,
you know a
yeah.
movie
I get
that
4.5.
a movie and video game that our older brother Max was obsessed with that
Van
I just
Helsing.
yeah, Van Helsing.
Yeah.
Have you
Sorry.
seen that?
Yeah, you used to have that poster on the closet that was cut,
I
so
didn't know it was a one-off movie. For some reason I thought there was more than one, but it was just one with
oh,
Hugh Jackman.
see, you asked me if I'm obsessed with the Foreigner. I was obsessed with Van Helsing. That's you don't remember. I love that shit, dude. He
Okay.
was so cool.
So I had never really
Badass.
actually seen the full movie, and if I did, it was so long ago when I was a kid, I didn't
Yeah,
remember. It kind of used to freak the game used to
it
freak
is
me out when
freaky.
Max played
Yeah,
it. I was like, "This is what the
yeah.
fuck is this?" Like the blades and whatever,
Yeah,
you know,
it's scary,
the
dude.
spinning
Yeah,
blades.
it was metal.
But then
Yeah,
once I saw the movie, it's like it's cool. Like it was okay. I'd give it like a 7 or 8 out of 10, maybe. Like the acting wasn't the greatest, but like the premise and for CGI at the time was pretty okay. It didn't do well as far as ratings, but I thought it was
the
a good. It's you could definitely watch once, at
yeah
least.
the fight scene with Jekyll and Hyde atop of the
That's
building, the big
sick
giant.
at
That's
the
the best.
beginning.
That's like the best scene in the whole movie. He's
Yeah.
like so cool. It did look cool. That holds up.
And then to kind of end this, want to know what I found out about 4K players and why I'm a fucking dumbass? The PS5 can
Is a
play
4K.
4K Blu-rays,
Yeah, you didn't know that.
but it doesn't. It can. That's what I use it on.
Uh-huh.
But it doesn't do Dolby Vision, and the sound, I guess, isn't as good if you aren't using a standalone Blu-ray. So I went and looked into this. I went and looked into because there's Dolby Vision and HDR10 plus. Only a
Mhm,
handful of 4K movies are Dolby Vision, even some Blu-rays.
mhm.
Some of them I do have. I checked. I'm like, oh damn, most of my 4K movies I bought happen to be Dolby Vision. What
I
that
thought
looks like as far as better, I don't know. So I started looking into like how much is a standalone Blu-ray player because what kind of piques my interest is not only the top of the top picture, Dolby Vision, and maybe potentially HDR10 plus should it also do that, which I don't really care about that much. It's the sound. The PS5 is loud, dude. Like even if you have surround sound, it's a humming system whether you have it vertical or laying flat.
it's not, and I'll say this because me and Dee are in a very small room. One, it's white noise, so you ignore it, but when
Yeah.
it's on, you can kinda hear it, but if you have if you're watching something, you can't, but if
Yeah.
it's muted, you definitely are obviously gonna hear it, but if you have the
Yeah.
volume to 10, you can't hear shit.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
But I
I'm like
started
5
looking
feet
in,
from
dude. You want to know how much the bottom of the line best 4K player you can get that does Dolby Vision is? Guess how much they are right
Wait,
now?
I'm gonna guess, 350.
$500.
Ah, I was so
The
close, damn.
cheapest one I think you can get that does Dolby Vision well with all the other things is a Panasonic player, which Panasonic's been around making electronics for a while. They make good shit. If you really want to step up, you get a Sony for another couple $50 or $100. But and then there's a bunch of different, you can even keep going higher. I don't think I'm gonna go as high as getting one that does Dolby Vision and HDR10 plus. I'm okay with just Dolby Vision. Like I don't need to ball out that much, but I doubt they'll ever go on sale because they know what they got, and it's kind of a niche thing now, physical media. So that's why like you'll probably never see price drops. But Cyber Monday, Black Friday, that's one of the things I'm gunning for is
Mhm,
some extra 4K movies, and then also hopefully a Dolby Vision Blu-ray standalone player just to kind of
mhm.
complete the home theater setup.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah,
I'm excited to when you complete it to come and view some
yeah,
of
man.
that. Can we
Well,
watch the Brave Little Toaster 1976 on that? Because I think it'd look really good in 4K upscaled to Dolby.
if they have it in 4K.
There's no way, Paul. We'll watch it in 480p and
You know what?
enjoy
I
it.
was surprised, man. Some of my favorite movies they don't have 4K Blu-rays of yet. One of them being Con Air. They do not have a 4K. They just have a regular Blu-ray,
Yeah,
which
I can
is
see
still all
that.
right. And then
No,
they
you know,
don't. Orange County.
that's valid.
But then there's some other movies. It's like, why would you 4K upscale this? Like, I bought Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Don't get me wrong, it looks great, but like
Ridiculous.
movies that old, it's like, okay, does this really justify the cost of getting it in 4K, or should I have just gotten a
Mhm.
normal DVD and watched it that way?
Yeah,
You know, because it's
on
kind of the
a
vintage
tube TV.
aspect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Well, yeah, we could just wrap it up quick. I really had to take a piss,
yeah,
but
you
you
go
know what?
first, and I'll wrap up the show.
I kind of already got into it already, but I really appreciate us, those who did tune in. 125 is a great number to round off at. There's no, again, we were just joking. There's no ill will towards Paul or anything, of course. Um, yeah, we'll be back. There'll be content on the channel within 6 months, is my hope. So something, maybe in 3 months, some content will be there. But thank you so much for watching this far. I genuinely love everyone that came on. I'll let Paul take it from here. And this is Ruby signing off for the
To be determined.
to be determined. To be determined. That's all I got.
So yeah, I'd just like to say, I almost literally almost cried today thinking of this episode in a way because again, it's been a good run. It was a long run. I
Mhm.
enjoyed every moment of it. Some casts were better than others. We all have our good
Yep.
days and our bad days. And when you're as consistent as this, we're no PKA. We don't do 4 hours a week, but also like we have jobs and we have other things to deal with. And um, I just want to say a sincere goodbye to all of our supporters and most importantly, the haters, because that's what gave us some traction, right? At the end of the day, what they said may have been hurtful, but it's what gave us some traction. And really super thank you to all the guests that did come on, even the people that even considered it, that maybe it didn't pan out or didn't work out. I would not change these last 125 episodes, these last 125 weeks we did this show. It was a good creative outlet, I think, for both Ruby and I can say that on behalf of both of us.
Mhm.
And it's been a ride, and not many people can say that they've done a show for 125 weeks straight that borderline went an hour or more. At the way beginning, we were going 2-3 hours sometimes, which was super cool. But then as you saw that dwindled as, we had to cut back time and we had other interests and hobbies and just, life happens. Kind of the Ferris Bueller thing, right? Life moves too fast. You got to stop around once in a while and just kind of look, right? I probably
Mhm.
butchered that, but around those lines, classic movie with Matthew Broderick. He did kill those two women. But
Yeah, he did do that
he
shit.
did kill
Yeah.
those two women and get away with it. Sincere thank you so much, everybody. And this will hopefully not be the last time I say this in the goofy voice, but that was Gutterball 125, the final episode for now. Have a great weekend.
Yeah, it's all right.
Coming hot at you on one of the Thursday afternoon. Yeah, man. Fuck yeah.
Like they have a video of me. Like,
All right, I'm ready.
All right, starting to open the jar.
on some, man. Like they're always making some. They're like, feel a little better. I know it's sour news. Let us. Very obvious.
Yeah. So, I was like,
Like it was gone.
Like, I got a good one. More funny stuff. Yeah. You stupid bitch. Like, hell.
Time!
You suck.
Time! We literally ran out of time.
Yeah, they skipped it. They're like, oh, fuck it.
forgot that 4-year-old.
It's the time to make these themed flashlights and make two.
Like, oh, was he alive? Owning me. Holy shit.
Snake Eyes, though, it's like really popular on World Star.
What do you want me to do, dude? Like, oh, was he alive?
Yeah, he's like that. Just like,